You're listening to the Crew Book Club podcast, the show that challenges you to change your mindset through hearing about dope books. Thanks for hanging with the crew to get advice, ask questions, and gain knowledge with me, your host, Sade Hill. Put me in. What a way to start off the show. Welcome to the Crew Book Club podcast. It's your girl, Sade, and the reason why I started off with that, put me in now, is because there's a chapter in a book. I literally just opened it to get ready for the pod, and it's Put Me In, Coach, and that's the first thing that came to mind. If you've been listening to the podcast, you already know I can put a song with anything. But anywho, let's back it up a little bit. What up, crew? What's good? How you feeling today? Oh, I hope you're feeling good, feeling great. Hey, if you are, keep that same energy, keep it keep it pushing. And if you like, girl, I ain't with it, finish listening to this podcast, and by the end of the show, I hope you get it together so we can take over the motherfucking world. Hey, I am recording on a Sunday. Okay, listen to me. You listening to this right now? I'm recording this on a Sunday, and usually y'all already know I record on Thursdays, typically, and then I try to give myself time to edit and then drop it, and it's ready for you on Monday. But this past weekend was Thanksgiving, and my family came over and shut it down in a good way. I had the most amazing Thanksgiving ever, okay? It was one for the motherfucking books. It was at our home, my husband and I's home, and we 1 year and a few months in of being homeowners, and to utilize our space for our family was the best feeling ever. They all came in, made food, because let me tell y'all, I don't like to cook. I like to entertain, but I don't like to cook, if that makes sense. So they came, my mother-in-law can throw down. My aunt-in-law, my in-laws can put it down. My regular family can put it down too, don't get me wrong. This year they came over. I had the house ready. I had the house full. Every bedroom was full. The office, every crevice. And it was just an amazing experience. We played bingo. We played the newlywed game. We had a fish fry this weekend. We had a crab boil. It was just absolutely an awesome weekend, and I really enjoyed myself. Hope you guys too. And if you did not, that's okay. If you was like, girl, it wasn't all that, understand, you are living, you are breathing, and you have another opportunity to make something great. All right? And we have to appreciate the small things, because somebody didn't wake up this morning. Okay? So reevaluate, understand life is better than what you think, and it could be worse. And yes, it could be better. So let's focus on the it can be better. All right? All right. Now let's go ahead and get into the segment, because baby, I am tired. I want to go to bed because I have a long week, an exciting week. There's a little bit of everything going on this week, and I want to be fully rested and prepared. All right? Who gon' check me, boo? God is. He is always checking us, because we welcome and deserve a good chizek. You hear me? You feel me? All right? This particular check comes from a sermon by my pastor, Tim Timberlake Celebration Church, and it was it was a Sunday before last, and it was called Divine Dominion. Yes. And one of the scriptures that stuck out to me was Luke 10:19. Behold, I have given you authority over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall injure you. You hear me? Not a little power, not some power. It is all the power of the enemy. Y'all, we have authority. And one of the points he made, without authority, you can't activate power. You can't be walking in here talking about you got all the power, but you don't have no authority. It's all connected. And the sermon was really dope. I'm going to put the sermon in the link, but it really checked me. 3 points that stood out to me was, 1, God never requires you to do something without giving you the ability to do it. Okay, so if it came from God, you should not have no fear, no worry, no doubt to be able to push through, okay? Number 2, what stood out to me was, I'm not powerless, I am powerful. Sis, I am telling you, you are not powerless, you are powerful. That hit me, okay? And then the third one was, every advance in faith is an advance in revelation. Like every time your faith need to go up, even though we only need a mustard seed. So imagine if you only need a mustard seed, what would you be with big faith? And I say that with a big faith, okay? We're going to have big faith because every advance in faith is a revelation. That whole sermon really tore me up in a good way. And it checked me in a good way because within you, through Christ, understand you have power, authority, and dominion to change anything, whether it's in your work, the people in your environment who getting on your nerves, child. You can come in and set the tone because you have power, authority, dominion. That relationship that you're struggling with, whether it's with your parent, your best of best friends, your spouse, whatever it is, you have power, authority, dominion to change it. And if you're not walking in there like you got it like that, it ain't gonna happen, sis. It ain't gonna happen. That interview that you preparing for, that opportunity that you need to do, that presentation you need to present, that thing, whatever that thing it is, understand that you have power, authority, and dominion. And we gotta walk in that and we gotta own it, own it, own it. You hear me? Okay, so that was the Who Gon Check Me Boo. Power, authority, and dominion. So let's power through this episode, baby, because I have authority and dominion, honey. Okay. All right. Click the link in the show notes for the entire sermon. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. All right. So y'all are coming in hot this week. We on it. All right, so let's talk about some crew love. Please, you guys, if you haven't already was feeling this, you feeling me? I need you to leave a review right now on Apple if you're listening to Apple Podcasts. And if you're listening to Spotify, I need you to give me 5 stars as well. We ain't playing around here. Y'all gonna show me some crew love. You can also follow at the Crew Book Club on Fanbase, Instagram, and TikTok. Okay? And also, another way to show some crew love is if you're in the Jacksonville area, I would want you to come out. I want to see you there at the mastermind. Right now, it is $35 to invest in yourself, to get the play-by-play on how to be your best self, and surround yourself with people who are becoming your best self. Let me tell you something. You are always becoming. And it's not little to no education to be around to gain knowledge from other people. There's always benefit to that. And let me tell you, when you're around somebody like me, we gonna grow. We don't have no choice. We ain't got no options to. You hear me? You feel me? So I would love to see you guys at the mastermind here locally in the Jacksonville area. And for the people who are not here locally, I got something coming for you. Okay? Don't worry about it. You missing the in-person, but I got something for you guys coming soon. All right? Gloria treats. My. I hope whoever ordered for the holidays, your people enjoyed her treats, okay? Because I know I love those chocolate covered pretzels. I need some more pretzel sticks. That's the ones I want to do next. Because I did the whole pretzels at the meet and greet, and they were so delicious. I love a good chocolate covered pretzel. But she also does brownies, cupcakes, strawberries, and more. You can even get it personalized. I would definitely grab her way before Christmas. Put your order in because she understands rest and family time. So you want to get your order in, and you can actually get 20% off your order if you use the promo code CREWLOVE at gloriatreats.com. That is GLORIOR treats with an S.com. And when you go to checkout, type in the promo code CREWLOVE to get your dizzy counts. Okay? Thank you, Gloria Treats, for sponsoring part of this episode. I really, really appreciate you. Okay, so let's get into the book. All right, Bamboozled by Jesus. Listen, y'all, if I'm gonna be bamboozled by anybody, Jesus, the one, okay? That's the one who can bamboozle me, not your mama, daddy, sister, cousin, friend, or you. No. But Jesus can. He has full permission to bamboozle me. And I just got to start this chapter off. Put me in now. Put me in now. It's Put Me In, Coach, chapter 15. Yvonne, shout out to you for a bomb behind book. I cannot tell you enough, sis. In chapter 15, she starts off, I never accept the first no someone gives me because I can't trust it. How do I know if it's a no? Because 1, they don't want to do it. 2, they don't know how to do it. 3, no one else has done it. Or 4, it's actually genuinely can't be done. Very rarely is an option 4. As far as I'm concerned, there's always another way, and I'll go down fighting until I find it. Yes, no today doesn't mean no tomorrow, and if they told you no, then I asked the wrong person. Listen, this is so good. And let me tell y'all, the people who be so quick to say no, it's half the time they really haven't done it and don't know how to do it, and so they're telling you no that you can. So don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. You're asking the wrong person. You ever heard that saying where it's like me and God had a conversation and it wasn't a conference call? Okay, the only one who could tell you no is Jesus. My God. Okay, that's the one who can tell me no when He said no. Oh, it shut it down. It shut down. Anybody else say no? You can miss me with that. I'ma find a will and a motherfucking way. Oh, yes, I'm talking about God, and y'all, I'm still going to heaven because I said motherfreaking. Okay. All right. On page 161, it says, it's above our pay grade to understand why God halts us in our tracks, even when we believe that job, that house, that relationship, or that deal is the best you will ever get. Not ever, quote unquote, no, it's meant to block your blessings. Sometimes it's there to divert you to your blessings. Ooh, this is good. There's so many times I don't heard no. I be hearing no. And it's times when I thought I heard a yes, but it ended up being a no, but it led me to something better. Like God has this way of shining a little, it's like a flashlight. I'm giving you just enough light to see your next step to guide you to where you need to go. And a lot of times we need to thank God for our no. Like when the last time you really thought, like, thank you, Jesus, for the no. I know I have. I constantly tell him, Lord, thank you for the things that have happened, will happen, and will not happen. Because I know it's His way of protecting me. Either I'm not ready yet or it's just not meant for me to get it that way. But at the end of the day, He is always protecting us when He says no. So we have to move as such and not get worried, not get weary, not get offended. Don't take it personal. It's to protect you if you get the no. All right? And also, it could be, like she said, directing you into the right path because you receive that no. All right. On page 162, it says, I love how Stephen Furtick put it. He said, if you can receive God's yes with praise, why don't you receive God's no with trust? Ooh, woo. Lord, I trust you. All right. What probably is making your booty tight right now is the fact that you just realized you owe God an apology for the way you treated Him after He shut your plans down. Okay? God's no's can be basic as leave the party now, or as bananas as leave the company now. They won't always make sense, but like Nike, you just got to do it. You got to do it. All right? The not yet season can be incredibly frustrating. Yes, it can be. Because it's not like you're not good enough. It's not that you're not standing in faith. It's just that all the puzzle pieces haven't quite lined up yet. Yet. I can't tell you the number of times I've been ready. Like, put me in, coach, I'm ready. God was like, you might very well be ready, but the environment isn't ready for all your readiness. My God. This just came to mind. It's more, the first thought I have for this is relationships, because I feel like we can all relate to relationships. It's like that person that you want so bad, it may not even be that you won't have them. It could just be right now they're not ready for you. Like, you got all this, you coming ready 100% into a relationship, and baby, they only on 50. And that could be with anything. I'm just using relationship as an example because we can all relate to that. That person can be 50% ready, and you coming in 100%, coming in hot, 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 and they like lukewarm. I don't want to be with nobody who lukewarm. I want to be with somebody who totally transparent, hot, and 100%. Because in any relationship, whether it's a husband and wife, or a friendship, or a business relationship, it's like we should be, I'm going to be 100, and you going to be 100, and us coming together as 100, ooh, woo. Now that's powerful. And yes, there's always going to be work. Nothing's perfect. I'm just saying, like, you're coming in 100% ready to work, ready to put in the work. You know, certain things and traumas and triggers should be figured out as a human being. You're communicating properly. You're putting God first. Like, we here. We're connected. We don't just have chemistry, baby. We are one. We are connected. And this goes for anything. Anything. Okay? All right? So let's keep reading. On page 163, it says, if you're a doer like me, you probably lose your mind in the not yet season, because they require a level of patience that we're not accustomed to. Oh God, tell me about it. But it's peace, be still, not peace, be hustling. Relax yourself, boo. God doesn't need your help. He needs your participation. There's a difference. Help means that through your effort, you can make a meaningful difference. Ooh, that's your ego wanting to be in control. That's your ego wanting to be in control. And I'm going to add my little 2 cents. That's also society. Okay? The standard that society puts on this hustle. Sleep. You sleep when you dead. Like, no. Check yourself. Okay? We ain't working like that. We ain't operating on that. Oh my gosh. And my pastor just preached that today about needing rest, and how you can rest in your greatness. You know what I'm saying? Rest. He was like, oh gosh. He said, don't rest in your restlessness. Rest in God's greatness. Or God, let your rest be in God. It was something like that, but it was really profound and dope. But I just want to say in my own words, don't you worry about it. You rest and let God do the rest. Ooh, and that's going to be my 2 cents, okay? All right, so on page 166, I'm going to fast forward. And she ends it on chapter 15 on this. Listen, life is guaranteed to throw a rack of no's your way, but you have the audacity and the authority to push back when others try to set limitations on your expectations. Woo, my. There go that word authority, audacity, and the authority. That's an AA meeting I'm down with, okay? Audacity and authority, baby. Okay, let's get into chapter 16. Focus on your focus. Baby, won't you focus on me? Hey. Let me stop. Sidetrack. I would get so sidetracked, y'all. Okay. So instead of focusing on mainstream rooms I was denied access to, I made the best of the rooms that embraced me and prepared me for what God already prepared for me. Listen, I ain't focused. Like, I'm only gonna, what's the saying that we always say now? It's like, I want to go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. Baby, okay, check. Mates, all right? You don't have to like me. I'm gonna go somewhere where people do. Hootie hoo. Okay, on page 170, it says, hear me when I say that I'll serve you better to stop trying to hustle man your way in and simply focus on perfecting your craft. When Peter was about to walk on water, he didn't say, Lord, if it's really you, command me to try to come to you. Nah, he just stuck his foot in the deep end and walked. So I'm going to tell you like Yoda told Luke Skywalker, try not do or do not. There is no try. There is no try, sis. We're going to do. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. All right? Okay. Go back to page 171. What you focus on will expand and will either enlarge your territory or deflate your drive. That is so, so, so true. So it's just like, let's focus on the things that could happen and not the things that might not happen. All right. And then I want to set this story up, the one I started reading earlier. Okay. She was like, we have to work with what we have. She had the Molly, when she was auditioning for Molly, she needed to prepare for a high-end attorney, right? So y'all, hopefully y'all seen the show Insecure. I hope. And if you haven't, please go watch, okay? Because this is a girl that plays Insecure of the book we're reading. So basically, she had to audition for Molly. And at the time, Yvonne, she didn't have this high-end lifestyle. She didn't have access to these type of clothes. And so she did what she needed to do. She used what she had. And I'm going to say this. It's not about how much clothes cost. Y'all ever see them people who have on designer this and that but be looking a hot mess? I was at homecoming and this man had on all this. I ain't saying like Coach the highest high end, but Coach is a higher end brand than most. Okay, so don't be acting like you don't like Coach. Okay, don't be one of the people. Now I'm not saying that you. Okay, that's a whole nother story. But Coach is not a bad brand. I like Coach. I be seeing people frown. Ooh, Coach. Like, child, stop acting. Sit down. That's like saying, oh, I never shop at Walmart. You lie. You don't been to Walmart. Unless you Paris Hilton, you probably never been to Walmart. But most people have been to a Walmart because it's convenient. But anyway, sidetrack, side's the point. So she used what she had. And this is where the setup of what I was starting to read on page 172. It says, what I lacked in luxury, though, I made up for in creativity. I pulled out pieces in my closet and added specialized touches to them, like a print pocket square from a thrift store blazer, my tree, which became a topic of this conversation. To set it off, I figured every good lawyer needed a signature briefcase. Yeah, I didn't have that either, but I did have a uniquely shaped overnight bag that I repurposed to be my briefcase. As Teddy Roosevelt famously said, do what you can with what you've got, where you are, and that was the best I could do with what I had. And by the grace of God, it was just going to have to be enough. I love that. So that was the setup for that. You see what I'm saying? Like, she went into her closet, used what she had, made it her own, and used creativity to get where she needed to go. We have everything we absolutely need, okay? Take me, for example. I am in my office where this is a couch that I had from our last apartment that we put here. And I use what I had. I don't have a fancy studio. I don't have the money to do all of that. I don't have someone producing, and I don't have extra bread to have edited. I use what I got. I got a $100 mic with my laptop I already have, and a ring light off of Amazon that I paid I think $40 for. Like, I use what I have, and you gotta use what you have. Y'all killing me with these excuses. Y'all killing me with this. Well, I got this and da. And I know I can hear somebody right now. Well, I got 3 kids. You don't have no 3 kids. It's an excuse. We make time for what we want to make time for. We do what we put our mind to, what we want to put our mind to. Okay? You'll go quit into debt for things that's not even bringing you value or peace. Okay? If you really want something, you'll do it. You'll find a way to do it. That's how we are. So when I hear you say, I want this, but you already starting off with an excuse. All right? So use what you already have, sis. Do not overthink it. Get out your head. I'm a victim. I get in my head too. But I also surround my people that help keep me out of my head. All right? I accept being accountable. And I also welcome accountability as well. All right? And that's why the mastermind, I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you, we're going to have people in the building bettering ourselves. And what better way to do that, being around people who ready to do that. And that's going to hold you accountable. Because you don't want to be the person coming into a room and don't have your together. All right? We don't like looking a hot mess. All right. This is another good point she makes on page 173 in chapter 16. Focus on your focus. Nothing hurts more than being shut down by Jesus himself. But Martha was doing what most of us do when we don't own our choices or value discredit someone else's. The most valuable thing you can bring to any situation, relationship, or opportunity is your whole entire confident and secure self. No one can do you better than you, boo, but that also means you can't do anyone else better than them either. The minute you try to focus on someone else's focus, you've lost your magic. When we envy what others have, we essentially requesting a do-over with God because apparently he didn't get it right the first time. The good book says that we've all been given specialized gifts, okay? Your talent is not irrelevant just because someone else's gifts gets more shine. Whoo! This is so good because I love podcasts and I listen to podcasts. And there's things that I grab from ones that I like and created it and made it my own. Now, I hear people say, well, listen to other book clubs, da-da-da-da-da. That's cool, but sometimes you don't want to bog yourself down or follow certain people because then you'll find yourself comparing, trying to do too much of what they're doing, and then you're not being your authentic self and using your gifts that God bless you to do you. So, and I know this might be not the most popular thing to say, but don't follow someone who's doing exactly what you're doing all the time, because then you can get caught up in what they're doing while they're so successful, and then you start to lose focus on what you should be doing and how you should be doing. Oh, but look, they did it like this, maybe I should do it like this. And now you're stubbing your creativity trying to look like somebody else's, and now you're not original. Whew. Yes, so stop overly comparing, and by doing that, stop following all the people who are doing the same thing you're doing so you can use your own creativity and focus on your focus. Okay? You feel me? So, crew, I used to be a person that could not focus on my focus. And I constantly wanted to be more and do more, but I just could not get out of my head. I also struggled with people pleasing a whole lot, which affected relationships and how I showed up for them, but it also more so affected how I showed up for myself. And I remember the moment that I broke down so bad that I knew I needed to go to therapy. And I'm so happy that our society has become more receptive of therapy. And that's why I just could not give you the hookup. Listen, thank you to BetterHelp, the sponsor of this episode, for allowing us to partner with them, where you, being part of the crew, has the benefit of getting some crew love by getting 10% off your first month of therapy. Listen, BetterHelp is here to make us better, and baby, it has definitely done that for me. So don't forget, you can get 10% off your first month by going to betterhelp.com/crewlove. That's BetterHelp.com/crewlove to get your 10% off for therapy. Do not focus on your focus by focus on you and getting therapy today. The link is in the show note. That was a lot. Okay, we're going to hit page 174 of chapter 16. It says this: I've had to check myself when I felt myself getting jealous or feeling inferior to someone else's good break. What I discovered is that those feelings are insufficiently point back to the lack of gratitude. When you're grateful for what we have, we become content with who we are. And when we're content with who we are, we're able to show up confidently as our full selves. Okay? So, to counteract that comparison, to counteract focusing on someone else's focus, go back and check yourself and be thankful for where you're at the point you're at in your life. Have some gratitude, and that will help you be able to show up more confidently and being your full self. You are uniquely and specially made, okay? You are you, and nobody can do you like you can do you. So focus on your focus, okay? We're going to end chapter 16 right here on this scripture that she had. Proverbs verse 4:25 through 26. Keep your eyes straight ahead. Ignore all sideshow directions, and the road will stretch out smooth before you. In other words, focus on your focus. So let's get into the challenge of the week. Yes, the challenge of the week is, you should know it, I done said it enough, focus on your focus. Yes, a lot of my listeners are women who want more in life. I get it, y'all. We want more. Whatever that more is, I want you to focus on doing it the way God wants you to do it, okay? And when you find your thoughts taking you down mental sabotage, remember this from page 146. We gotta trade in whatever thoughts are leading us to dead ends for those that get us to our expected end. Okay? Let me read it again. We gotta trade in whatever thoughts are leading us to dead ends for those that get us to our expected ends. Do you feel me? Okay? Don't compare yourself to anyone. I want you to focus on your focus. Okay? If you gotta go unfollow, I don't care if you have to unfollow me. If you're trying to launch a podcast about books and you need to unfollow me, go do that, because you ain't gonna do it like me. Nope, but you can't do it like me. Nope, but you can't do it like me. Okay? So go focus on your focus. You a bad bitch. Okay? My people from the South know. My people from the South know what bit means. If you don't know, look it up. Urban Dictionary, BIH. Okay? All right. So let's get into what would the crew do? What would the crew do? Need advice? You can email at the Crew Book Club, or you can DM on our social media platforms, Fanbase, Instagram, or TikTok at the Crew Book Club, and I will answer your advice here right on the pod. All right, so the advice is, oh wait, I gotta read y'all the question. This one was actually emailed to me. Hey, the new year is coming up and I am not ready. I feel like there's so much I want to accomplish, but I can't seem to get the motivation to do anything. What are some ways or books I can read to help me get motivated? Okay, I'm gonna stop you right here. Can't. Okay, so you're already speaking into existence what you can't do. All right? Let's say I am going to get motivated. I'm going to be motivated. I have an affirmation that I say every morning. It says, I wake up motivated to be consistent. Motivation isn't always do. It's just like, okay, let me do this today. Let me do this tomorrow. Let me do this. Let me do a little bit at a time, but it's more so of just being consistent. And let me tell you something, it don't have to be perfect. All right? So try not to focus so much on motivation. Focus on being consistent at what you do, okay? And let go of it being perfect. And don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have and how you can utilize that to do what you need to do, okay? Now, the book part, I would say Fear is My Hobo by Judy Holland, because I feel like a lot of times we get unmotivated is because we're allowing fear to take over. And if you embrace fear as your homeboy, read that book and it'll make you pivot on how you look at things. Also, The Obstacle is the Way by Rhonda Holiday, because baby, anything you do will not be easy. Okay? So you're going to have to realize the obstacle is the way. Okay? And lack of motivation is an obstacle, but that's the way you gotta go so you can focus on being consistent. I also recommend doing a brain dump and focusing on God's plan and not yours. My pastor said something that hit me, and he asked him, a man had asked him, what should I do to be successful? And his response was, what God wants you to do. All right? Because God will provide all the people and the resources it takes to be successful. All right. It's not about you and what you want to do. It's about fulfilling God's purpose for you. All right. And if you're like, girl, I'm so tired of you talking about God, well, this is the wrong podcast for you. I'm just telling you how it has helped propel me. Once I focus on what God wants, everything passed. Because let me tell you, if what I wanted, I would have been singing on a stage. I would have been acting, becoming, and getting Oscars and stuff. But that ain't what God wanted for me. He probably already knew, because I would have been out here in these streets. Okay? So the book recommendations are there, but I want you to pivot your mind and stop saying I can't do something to I'm going to do this by doing this and making actionable tasks. And if you're struggling with this and you're in Jacksonville, Florida, you need to be at the mastermind, because I'm going to change the way you think. All right. So before we end the episode, you already know I got to give you the quote of the week. The quote of the week is on page 177 of our book, Bamboozled by Jesus. It says, if you're only focused on what's popular, you're gonna miss out on doing what's purposeful. Do you hear me? If you are only focusing on what's popular, you're gonna miss out on doing what's purposeful. A lot of us are out here doing things that society tells us to do because it's based on a financial gain, and you struggling. That's probably why this last person who asked me for advice is struggling with motivation, because she doing other things that other people telling her she should be doing instead of focusing on what God is telling her to focus on. Okay, but once you do that, God will give you all the energy in the world to stay consistent. You feel me? All right, so that was the quote of the week and a sprinkle of advice at the end. Thank you for tuning in to the Crew Book Club podcast. Holla at your girl next week. I will be here. Want to be a part of the crew? Hit that follow button so you'll never miss an episode. And while you're at it, I would appreciate you showing crew love by rating the show on iTunes and Spotify. Don't keep all this goodness to yourself. Share and tell a friend so your whole crew can be growing with you. Let me be the first to tell you, welcome to the crew.